Hey everybody, Captain Chemo here. In this video I'm going to show you how to make advanced watermarks in Adobe Lightroom. This isn't like your typical watermark like you see here with a copyright and a signature. This watermark has three elements, so it has the signature, it has the website and the copyright, and then it also has a bar here. Now notice this bar here isn't completely solid, so it's actually transparent. So I'll show you how to do this. Now what you're going to need here is you're going to need LR plugin for Lightroom. It's LR Mogrify, and I'll show you where to get that plugin for Adobe Lightroom. But before we get started, I just want to note that all the resource files and elements that I use here on this video you can have access to at my members only website at hdrworkshop.com. So to get the plugin for Lightroom that we're going to be using to create our watermarks, it's called LR Mogrify 2. Go to Photographer's Toolbox, that is photographers-toolbox.com, and search for the LR Mogrify plugin. Install that plugin and you'll be able to create some very advanced watermarks. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to recreate the watermark in Photoshop first. It's important that when you're creating the watermark that you create it to the size that you plan on outputting it to. And for me, I output 1200 wide, 1200 pixels wide on my photos. So this photo here is 1200 pixels wide. So I'll go into here and just go into the image size here, and you'll see the 1200 pixels wide. So I'll click OK here, and I have the actual photo without the watermark over here. So this is the one without the watermark. And we have three elements here, and we're going to import those three elements into this photo, and we're going to start creating the watermark so that we can put it into Lightroom, and then I'll show you how to configure LR Mogrify to output a very cool logo. Okay, so I went ahead and opened all the three elements that we need here. This is the line, this is the signature, and this is the bar. So we have, let's go to our watermark here. So we have, there's a line in here, atop here. This line, there's an outline around the bar here, and this is the bar. There's a solid black bar, so there's a line. This is the line. You can see the line right here. It's a little faint, but it helps to kind of outline the black bar in case of color changes in the photo. So this is the bar here, and you can see there's a gradient in the bar, and then here's the signature. So we'll go into here. Let's go into the back into our watermark here. So we have the signature, and this is the bar with the gradient that is actually a transparency, and then we have the signature here. The text here. The text we'll do in Lightroom. We won't be doing it in Photoshop, although you can do it in Photoshop, but we won't do it in Photoshop. We'll just do it in Lightroom. So what we'll start doing now is we'll just copy paste all these three elements here. So I'll just hit Control All and just copy that, and then I'll paste it into the photo here. You can see the line here. So let's zoom back out, and then I'll just drag it. Actually, let's go ahead and paste the bar in. So I'll hit the Control All, copy that, and then we'll go back into the photo. We'll paste that in there, and then let's zoom in. So we have the bar, and then we'll hit the line there. And then the last thing is the signature, so let's go ahead and copy that, and then we'll paste it in here. And the signature is big, so what we'll need to do is we'll need to shrink it down. So I hit Control T for transform, and hold the shift button and grab one of the corners, and we'll just kind of move it right about here. And I'm just gonna eye it, so, and right about there looks good. So I'm just gonna hit enter, and that will apply the transformation into the image. Next, what we're gonna do is just click on the three layers here, and then we'll just move it down. It's right about there. It looks good. And then what we're gonna need to do is just create a transparency right here, or create the transparency mode. Do multiply, and there you go. So this is the full. Let me zoom in here. So this is the full watermark with the transparency on the bar. So by doing that, you kind of create a layout so you can see what you want to output. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna once you've created the watermark, you want to copy all the elements here. So the elements here we have is the line, the bar, and the signature. Now you're probably wondering, when I start copying, you're probably wondering why I'm going to create the line here separate from the bar, and you'll see later why I do this, because of the transparency. So I'll zoom back out. Let's go ahead and copy these elements here. So this will be the line, so I'll Control Alt, copy it, and then we'll just create a new file, and then we'll paste it in here, and we're going to want to delete the background here, so we have just the transparency. You have the line, but the background is transparent, so we'll do that. And then we'll need to go into the bar. So this is the black bar. Hit Control A for all, copy that, and then we'll do new again. So we'll create a new file, paste it in here. So this is the bar, and then make sure to delete that background so you have a kind of a transparent look there for the this particular image. Next is the signature, so let's go ahead and copy that, and then create a new file. So that's Control N or Command N on a Mac, and then we'll just create, oh, it didn't do it, so let's go back. I want to select the right layer here, so let's Control Alt, copy that, create a new file, paste it in there. Don't forget to delete the background. Alright, so once we delete the background, we'll save all the files here. So let's go ahead and just save these files. So I'm going to save as web, and then I am going to save it as a PNG. We're going to do PNG 24, and make sure we have the transparencies here. So let's go ahead and just save that, and we'll save it into, I'm just going to create a file up here in the my video folder. So let's just create sample, and I'm going to save the file in this folder here, and we'll call this one signature as a PNG, so that's good. Let's go ahead and close that, hit no, and then we'll want to save this. This is the bar, so let's go ahead and save that. You can do the Control Shift S or Command Shift S. Actually, we don't want to do that. We actually want to export it. So let's go to Save as Web, and then PNG 24 is good, and this is fine the way it is, and we're just going to save it right into the same folder there. We'll call that bar, and close that. Don't need to save it. And then we have the line. We'll need to save the line here. This is the line. You can see the little dark line. Hard to see here in this screen, but let's go ahead and save that, or export it, save for web, and then you can see it faintly there. So let's go ahead and save that again as a PNG 24, and this is the way the reason I'm saving as a PNG 24 is so that we can see the transparency. So let's go ahead and I'll save that into the same folder. We'll call it line, and there you go. So that's all three of our elements. So now what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to go into Lightroom and start setting up our watermark. So let me go ahead and close this out. We'll keep this open. So let's go ahead and go into Lightroom, and I'll show you how to set up the watermark in LR Mogrify. Okay, so I am in Adobe Lightroom now. I'm not going to show you how to install the plugin for LR Mogrify. I'm assuming you've already installed it, or if you haven't, go to the website there at Photographer's Toolbox and read the installation instructions that they have there. If you need me to do an installation video, let me know, and I'll see what I can do. Once you have the plugin installed, you can access the watermark feature in the export menu. So by clicking the export button in Lightroom, you can have access to the LR plugin right here on the bottom side underneath the post-process actions. And so let's go ahead and play around with creating a new signature. We'll start by just one of my presets here. This is number 12 or 1200. which is my export for my posts. So we'll start with that, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to delete the watermarks that I have already. Just delete the LR Mogrify so we can start playing around with the watermark plugin. Now what you want to do here is, now I have a clean setup here. It doesn't have any LR Mogrify configuration, so we'll need to configure that. So we'll have a bunch of options here in the plugin, underneath the plugin here. So what we'll want here is we'll want to add a graphical watermark and also text annotations, but we'll start with the graphic watermarks first. The text annotations will be the simple text that you saw with my name and the copyright and website. So let's go ahead and just what you need to do is double click here, and this will just bring it over to this side of the window here, and it'll add the watermark. So let's go ahead and open that up by the drop down menu here. And just a note here, if you haven't already done so, this is the configuration. This will point to the Image Magic extension that you need to point it to. If this is for PC, I'm not sure if this involves a Mac or not, but for PC it has to point to the right directory. So you should have that already done in your installation. So then we need to do the graphic watermarks. Now this here, I have 3 already set up for the elements, so I'm going to go ahead and just delete them all. And on here you see a plus and a minus. This is adding elements, and this is subtracting. So let's go ahead and delete all these elements so we can start fresh. So let's go ahead and add an element here. So we'll add a graphic watermark, and then we'll need to go to the watermark that we want to use. So the first watermark that I want to use is the bar. So let's go ahead and choose, and then we'll go into the sample folder that I created here, and we will grab the bar. Once we have the bar, let's go ahead and click on the bottom, because we want to start it from the bottom. And then let's go ahead and just create a new signature here. We'll just add this, and this will create the new signature, and we will call it, let's just do video sample, and then it'll create a new template for our user presets here. And then what we'll do is I'll just do a sample output real fast just to show you what that did. So let's go ahead and just output and see what happens. Note that I have it set down here for post-processing, show in Explorer. So what that does is that will open the folder that it gets exported into. So let's go ahead and export it, and then it will open up a folder. So let me pull the folder here, and this is the image that comes up. So you see the bar down here. So it's kind of all the way at the bottom, and we're gonna need to bring it up some. So let's go ahead and go back into our export feature. I'm gonna go ahead and just delete this. Let's go back into our export feature, and then we will go back into the watermark, the Mogrify watermark here, and we will bring up the vertical inset about 20 here, I believe, and let's go ahead and export that out and see what that does. And I'm just gonna overwrite that, and then it'll pop up in a new window, and it brings up the bar. But looks good. I think I like it there, so we'll leave it there for now. And then what we want to do is let's go back to the Lightroom again, hit the export, and then we're going to go ahead and add another element. That's going to be the line. Well, actually, before we add the element, let's go ahead and change the overlay mode here. This will get changed to multiply. So we'll change it there, and this is what that's going to do, is that's going to create that transparency in the watermark. So I'm going to go ahead and export that out and show you. Let's go ahead and use unique. Alright, so what happened here is it created the transparency mode in multiply. So now you can see through the bar here to the background of the image. So then if you go back there, this is a solid bar, and then when you use the mode, you change it to multiply, and it's a little transparent. So that looks a little nicer than just a flat black bar. So let's go ahead and go back to the Lightroom here, and what we're going to do is we're going to edit the signature again. What we're going to do is we're going to add another element. So click here, and then this will be item 2, and you can move up and down with these arrows here. This will go back to 1, and then add our new element, our element 2 here, and we'll just click, and this will be the line. So we'll click and select the line, and then we want to start from the bottom again, and most likely we're going to want 22, but let's see what happens. We'll just click 20 and see what happens, and then go ahead and export. Before we export, let's go ahead and save what we've done so far in this template. So we want to just right click that and update the current setting. This is so just in case like crashes or something like that, it's saved our current template, so we don't have to keep redoing the template if it messes up. So once that's done, let's go ahead and hit export, and then it will show us what our template looks like now. We're going to go ahead and just delete that, and then this is what our template looks like now. And you can see the line, it's a little off here, so we're probably going to want, looks like about 2 points. So let's go back there, and then we're going to adjust item 2, which is the bar, or actually we want the line, so let's go looking for the line. So this is the line. We're going to want to adjust it about 18, so let's pull it down about 18, and let's go ahead and export that again. We'll hit overwrite, and then that might be a little too far. You see it went down a little too far, so 19 would have been perfect. So let's go back and change that again to 19, and then change that to 19. Let's go ahead and save that again. Update current setting, export, overwrite, and let's see how that looks. And that looks good. You can see here, the bars on top of the or the line is on top of the bar, and that looks nice. So let's go ahead and go back, and we will add our third element. Let's go ahead and go to export, and then we can add another item here. Let's go ahead and hit the plus button, and then we can choose the signature. Alright, so we're going to start this signature from the corner instead of just the bottom. It'll be over there on the left hand corner. And let's just export to see what it looks like. We'll hit the overwrite, and then we have our signature, which looks very nice. And then we have to work with the add the text on the side, so let's go ahead and close that. Okay, so to add the text, we go back into Lightroom's export menu here, so click on the export, and then what we will need to do is add the text annotation. So let's go ahead and click that, and then double click it, and then it will add it into the menu here. Hasn't done it yet, so let's try it again. Okay, so now we have the text annotation option here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to delete this. This is something that it defaults to the whatever you had last. So I'm going to delete it so we can start fresh and you can see what I'm doing. So let's go ahead and save this real fast. So let's go ahead and update current setting, and then go back here. Alright, so now that's good. Let's go ahead and add a item. So we'll add an item, and then what we'll do here is this is where your text goes. So we're just going to add a text real fast, and that is put my name here. Alright, and then we'll do a little horizontal bar to break it, and then the website. Alright, so that looks good. Copyright Kim saying the bar, CaptainKimo.com looks good. Let's go ahead and use the right side here. So we'll click on the right side dot. This will print it from the right, and let's go ahead and export it just to see how it looks. So we'll go ahead and overwrite that, and then let's check it out. And there it is. This is copyright Kim Singh with the bar, CaptainKimo.com. Looks good. We're going to want it a little smaller. We're going to want it a little up in the center of the bar, and change the font. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'll go ahead and close that and go back to our export option. Let's go ahead and update this preset. Let's go ahead and change the size. So it was a little big. Let's try 15. See how that goes. And then we will go into Times. So let's look for the Times font. Alright, there it is. And then what else do we need to do? We need to set the inset up a little bit. So let's try 20 and see where that lands. Go ahead and hit export. Overwrite. Alright, let's go ahead and see where it is. And it fit perfect. 15 was good. It fit right in the middle of the bar, so that was good. I'm probably going to want to move it. Actually, I'm probably going to want to make it just a little smaller and maybe move the inset a little bit over to the left here. But that looks good. So let's go ahead and just close that, and we'll hit the export feature. And then we're going to adjust our horizontal inset. We're going to do 10 here, and then make it just a little smaller. I think 14 point would be perfect. Let's go ahead and export that and see how that looks. Alrighty, and that looks pretty good. So we have this text off to the left a little bit, centered. Looks good. Alright, so that's pretty much it for this video. I can probably spend all day playing around with it, but I think you get the idea how to create a more advanced watermark using the plugin. If you want the resource file, or if you want the Lightroom preset, I'll have the Lightroom preset available at hlworkshop.com. If there's anything specific you'd like to learn, just let me know, and I will try to do a video for you. So until next time, this is Kim Singh from CaptainKimo.com. I am signing out.